AEW's big week gets underway. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Wednesday, September 1st, 2021. This update is brought to you by the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Check out the new episode with special guest Daniel Eads right now, wherever you get your podcasts.
AEW.
The 100th episode of AEW Dynamite is at the Now Arena outside Chicago tonight. It is the first of 3 straight AEW shows at that venue, culminating in Sunday's all-out pay-per-view. A new match was just added to tonight's card, Penelope Ford versus Tay Conti. Also tonight, Cash Wheeler returns for the first time since his gruesome arm injury as FTR takes on Santana and Ortiz. Plus, the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers versus the Lucha Brothers and Jurassic Express. Brian Cage versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. And CM Punk will appear live. Kiera Hogan has been added to the Women's Casino Battle Royale at All Out. On last night's Dark, Joey Janela beat Robert Anthony. After the match, a mystery woman ran into the ring and powerbombed Anthony. She left with Janela. Her name was not mentioned on air, but we now know she is professional bodybuilder Kayla Rossi, who is apparently only a few months into her training for pro wrestling. Also last night, QT Marshall pinned Evil Uno with the Diamond Cutter, and Pac submitted Matt Sydal with the Brutalizer in the main event.
WWE.
Sarray scored a countout win over Mandy Rose on last night's NXT. I'll explain. Sarray hit Rose in the face with her signature low dropkick that sent Rose to the outside, but instead of getting back into the ring, Rose's pals at ringside, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, covered Rose's face with a towel, and they all rushed backstage. Later, Dolan and Jane laid out Sarray in her locker room. LA Knight pinned Johnny Gargano with his headlock DDT. After Gargano got distracted by Index antics at ringside, Tommaso Ciampa pinned Ridge Holland with Willow's Bell in last night's main event. Pete Dunne tried to jump Ciampa after the match, but MSK were there to make the save. MSK will defend the NXT tag titles against Dunne's cohorts, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, on next week's show. Roderick Strong beat Ikemen Jiro. Also, Strong's Diamond Mine faction now has added a couple of new members, Brutus and Julius Creed. Real-life brothers Drew and Jacob Casper, who both have strong amateur wrestling backgrounds. NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez beat Jessi Kamea in a non-title match. Kyle O'Reilly submitted Duke Hudson with a heel hook, and Imperium's Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner beat Drake Maverick and Grayson Waller. Another match announced for next week's NXT, Zoe Stark and Io Shirai will defend their women's tag titles against Kaden Carter and Kacy Catanzaro. Asuka posted a picture of herself on social media Tuesday, showing her now sporting a brace or cast on her left arm. Asuka has not wrestled a match since the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Ring of Honor.
Former Ring of Honor World Champion Rush is recovering from surgery. The exact nature of the procedure is not clear. However, we do know Rush suffered a knee injury at last month's Glory by Honor shows. His family is promising to share more information at a press conference next Thursday. On this past weekend's ROH TV, Angelina Love found a way to get past Max the Impaler. Love beat Max via disqualification to advance in the ROH Women's Title Tournament. Also, Trish Adora pinned Allison Kay to advance in the tournament, and in the main event, TV champ Dragon Lee pinned Eli Isom to retain his title. An upset on last night's NWA Power, Kenzie Page used a sunset flip to pin Chelsea Green. The NWA's next pay-per-view is now set. It'll be Hard Times 2, coming up on December 4th. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Wednesday, September 1st. Just Pro Wrestling News is going to All Out, so take a moment, make sure you're following us on social media so you don't miss any of our on-site reports coming up this weekend. We also invite you to subscribe to our podcast feed so you can catch our news updates every morning. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.